steps up. Ricketts is at the high point. Jones. Aromaterio has a lane. Nicholas Aromaterio, the shot. Scores! Holy jumping! The Italian stallion puts the puck in the back of the net. Mamma mia, Nicholas Aromaterio! So to keep it in and does. Callum Jones for Potts. At the blue line, kept in by the skate of Thomas Maya. Maya. Down low on the half course, he swings out in the slot for Potts. Kyle Potts has it, hands on, now he shoots, scores! Holy jumping! How do you do? Kyle Potts puts the puck in the back of the net. Blades block that shot, and coming the other way is Alton McDermott. He's in on the breakaway, scores! Holy jumping! His grandfather, Paul Henderson, must be ecstatic about that one because Alton McDermott just scored his first career Buckland Cup final playoff goal. Has been pulled. The Dukes are in the Oakville zone. Zone salvage. Swung that around. The Blades are trying to tie this puck up. It goes into the corner. The Blades have a chance to get this out. Lions will tie it up. 10 seconds. Gilmore has it at the point. It's in. Tips. Just wide. 7 seconds. It's back in the corner. Ewing's back in. 3, 2, 1. The Oakville Blades. Holy jumping. Blades win. Blades win. Blades win. The Oakville Blades are Buckland Cup champions.
You're watching Mamma Mia! This is Fire Talk with Nicholas Fiore.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode number 12 of Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk. And my guest on this edition of the show is former Oakville Blade goaltender, but currently now with the Sudbury Wolves in the OHL, Christian Purboo. Buddy, thanks for joining me.
No problem. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm good. Just trying to plug away here during this off-season, this extended COVID off-season.
Yeah, crazy time.
You just came back from practice, right?
Yeah, just from Canberra. Just training with Matt Smith. He's a really good goalie coach and improved my game a lot this summer.
There you go. Yeah, there's a lot of more extra training, isn't there, this summer because of COVID?
Oh yeah, like 3 months of summer. Actually, 3 months of summer. It's awesome.
There you go. How have you been? How's the family been during COVID, anyways?
Oh yeah, definitely crazy times with the pandemic going on. But I've been training with Mark McCoy, me and my brother, and a couple other OHL guys have been training with Mark McCoy at Central Centennial Stadium in Tohoku, and then we go work at his place, and then I skate I would say 3 times. Yeah, 3 times a week about, and we just been family's good. My dad's good. He's just working and stuff. Mom's good. Everyone's good. So yeah.
There you go. That's good. It's good to hear because you hear what's going on in the world, and I personally haven't known or come across anyone that's been truly affected by COVID, but a lot of people have, right? So
yeah.
Glad that you're good. Glad that the family's safe, and obviously you and your brothers are continuing to work and train, and all that training. It has to prepare you for the upcoming season because you're putting in so much time and effort, aren't you, during this off season?
Yeah. I would say we work out about 5 times a week, and we skate 3 times a week, and it's kind of a blessing. We have a lot of this time and family time too, and Cole's really good at just pushing me to work my hardest, and he's a lot stronger, faster than me on the weights and on the track. So he kind of pushes me and stuff. So it's awesome that I get to have him for a lot longer.
You're with the Oakville Blades, Purbs, for the 2017-2018 season, my first season with the organization as well. You shared a lot of time with Chris Elliott in that season, having a .919 save percentage. That's pretty good. That's not too bad in that season. But you also got 5 games in the OHL with North Bay as a call-up there. And then moving on from North Bay, you played in the 18-19 season, 23 games. And then after that, obviously now you landed in Sudbury. Wasn't a starter at first. Obviously, it's tough to be a starter in any league, in any sport, if you're a goalie anyways. But you found 45 games in the 19-20 season. First of all, let's talk about the Oakville Blades run. I just wanted to get all the stats out of the way so everyone knows. But the Blades run of 3 years ago, obviously, you know, the year that you left and obviously made the jump, which is what you wanted to do anyways, what anyone would want to do to the OHL. But obviously you looked at Oakville from afar, playing in Oakville, being living in Oakville, if I'm not mistaken, and being around the area anyways. That run was pretty impressive 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was pretty awesome. Like I was playing the GTHL, so like leaving Oakville to go to Rebels was kind of weird. And then like coming back like after my midget year it was pretty cool. It was like a bunch of the family could watch too. Also, like it was easier for them to come to those Oakville games. And like also there was like a bunch of guys that went to my Appleby College, and like there was a couple guys on the team that went to Appleby, which was pretty cool. Like growing up with them, you guys through in grades 9 and 11. That was pretty cool. And then what else? Probably just like also just playing a 60 mile. That was probably I love that arena. It's probably one of my favorite arenas, honestly. Like that rink is so big, and like I find it a lot easier actually to play on that rink number one. And it was pretty cool. I mean, we had that. I think it was not. We had that big game against Georgetown. I forget what it's called. I think it was not Father's Day. It wasn't Father's Day. What was it again?
The
I
family
forgot.
day or Pink in the Ring?
Oh yeah, family day. Yeah, we had that family day game, and I didn't play, but that was amazing too.
Yeah, the atmosphere is crazy, and it's crazy that you say that. Your favorite rink or one of your top. I shouldn't say your favorite. One of your best rinks to play in is a 16 mile. Meanwhile, you're going to all these OHL rinks and stadiums and all that. So that's pretty cool to say. Obviously, the Blades had that run a few years ago, and I was involved with it, and it was just amazing to see. And it was a good step for the organization. But you had to transition from that league and that organization to the OHL. How was that transition on the ice and off the ice from Oakville, OJHL, to, I guess you can say North Bay at the time, OHL?
Well, yeah, when I was playing with the Blades, I could say like when I was getting called up, that was super tough because that was different kind of shots, and then like speed too, like going back and forth was pretty tough. Like my first game was pretty rough, like was really rough, and then like I remember the second game we played Kingston. It was like my first win though, which was I had a really good game and it was awesome. And then like yeah, we just kept going back, and kept kind of going back and forth, and that was kind of tough for me. Like, I had a couple of rough games with them during the OJHL season, but when I was playing full time there, that was great time. I had an awesome time. The great goalie coach Adam Dennis and the coaching staff was awesome there. We had of course Justin Brazo also, and I had Christian Prop to look up to, who kind of taught me the role and like the loops of the OHL, and like taught me few things for this few technical things in that. And but I would say it took just like a couple weeks. I would say, yeah, about a couple weeks to get used to though, and like shots and speed, and then I was okay.
I was just going to say, what is like the major transition of the style of play? Is it actually the speed of the game compared to OJ to the O?
Yeah, I think it's yeah, like shooting too, but more speed, like you said. But I think a little bit harder shots also, but definitely speed, and the guys there are a lot smarter as well.
Obviously, your first year was with North Bay
Hmm.
playing 23 games. Why the trade? Why the transition and the move to Sudbury? Was it something that you were looking for? Was it something that you wanted, or did the organizations just do their deal?
I wasn't not looking to get traded at all. I had a few interests from other teams, and then Sudbury is the most interested, and they're willing to give the most games. And I talked to my parents and my goalie coach Ryan Muntz, who used to be the goalie coach of the Blades, and he thought it was the best decision for me. And yeah, it was kind of weird just leaving like that, because like I don't know, you get the team that drafts you, think you're gonna stay there for a while, so that was kind of an adjustment. But man, the first 2 weeks in Sudbury, we went on this trip. I forget where we went to, but it was like kind of like a cottage area. It was a cottage, and it was really good really good team bonding there. So yeah, I got I was adjusted. I had awesome billets too. Like they said, yeah, you got the best billets, and yeah, it was awesome. It was a great adjustment early on. So
Obviously, sometimes there's a struggle to find the number one starting job. If you're a soccer goalie, if you're a hockey goalie, or really any position, if you're a basketball player, you want to be the starting five and so on and so forth. And obviously, when you first made the jump, you weren't the starter and you had to work your way, train hard and get the games in. And you ended up being game-wise anyways, the starter for the Sudbury Wolves last season.
mhm.
How is the struggle and how hard do you truly do have to work, even though it might be cliche, to get that number one starting job specifically in the OHL?
Yeah, honestly, like when I was at North Bay, I thought, yeah, like second year, like I got a young guy, I should be starter, but I didn't notice how hard you work. Like when I first went to Sudbury, it was pretty shocking, honestly. Like I thought I was like, hey, I'm gonna get like 50, 60 games this year, but like, yeah, and you gotta work super hard, and I figured that out. I would say, honestly, figuring that out, like probably the first game we played, and I just played absolutely horrible. And like, but like honestly, I started getting it about like 2 weeks in, and I went on that good winning streak, and I think it was like 5 games, and like I felt like I was getting the good mojo on. So, um, yeah, but you gotta work really hard, and you definitely gotta work on the mental game, keeping consistent every game, same thing every game, trying your best every game. So.
Speaking of the mojo and speaking of the winning, if you look right behind me here, first career shutout. You remember that
Yeah.
interview, Perbs?
Pardon?
You remember that interview?
Yeah, I remember that.
First career shutout on November 8th, 2019 versus Niagara. I believe you boys won 6-0.
Yeah.
You got the puck, and it was good. You made some solid stops. What was the feeling of getting your first career OHL shutout?
Yeah, it definitely took a while. I thought I was gonna get mine like first year in North Bay. Had some pretty close games. I only led one goal. But yeah, that was an awesome feeling. Get that out of the way, and the guys are so supportive of me the whole year. And when I got that, I was just like so happy, and my confidence just blew up because I was having that problem with being like inconsistent and stuff this year. And once I got that shutout, the boys right when I walked in, they knew it took me a while, so they kind of hyped me up there.
There you go. And that's what you need, right? You need that backing and that support, not just only from your family off the ice, but obviously the teammates and the boys on the ice. And speaking of that support, hopefully, you are getting your second year as a starter, and you got to work hard. You got to earn it, of course, right? It's not just handed to you all the time.
Right.
But if you do get that role and get that start, whenever the league decides to start, even though the plan is December 1st, and we'll get to that, what are you most looking forward to in being the starter for the second year straight, maybe with Sudbury?
Definitely just like making my mark. So kind of like showing them right when I get there, like, yeah, like I'm ready again for this role. And also just maturity wise, I guess. And yeah, maturity wise, I guess. And I would say that we're ready to be a championship team, like show them that I can lead them.
And then that's it. You got to stay positive. You got to work hard. You got to continue to strive to be that starter, right? And I know you will. That's for sure. And, you want to be that starter and hopefully soon on the ice, but COVID has delayed a lot of plans.
Let's hope.
Obviously, OHL is planning to start December 1st. What is your plan with Sudbury? When are you going to report back? Have you heard that they are still going to plan to start December 1st, or what do you know anyways?
Yeah, exactly what you said. They just literally said, yeah, exactly what you said. So, but they said middle of November, that's when like camps start. And yeah, December 1st, that's the start. But it could change, you never know.
So as of now, Sudbury's saying you guys got to be back in town and middle of, let's say, second or third week of November.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. And obviously this is going to be your third full year entering the OHL. Obviously, like I said, the 5 games when you were called up from North Bay when you're with the Blades, but it'll
Yeah.
be, your third full year, your second full year with Sudbury. After the OHL and after obviously, the years in the OHL, let's hope you have a couple more successful years before that. But any plans after the have you made any contacts that you can say but not expose, or what is the plan you think after the OHL?
Well, yeah, everyone's dream, like every kid's dream, is to go to the NHL. So yeah, that's kind of one of my goals. But I definitely have to have a lot year than I had this year. I was pretty inconsistent, and if I could have another year to prove people wrong and like show them how consistent I can be and how good I can be, that would be awesome. But but that's kind of my only goal right now. That's all in my mind right now. But honestly, yeah, like that doesn't work out. I don't know. I have to figure it out. But hockey's just in my mind right now. So.
And you know what? You're still young. You're a 2000. I mean, you're 20 years old. You still got some time. I spoke to, I don't know if you watched it or even take a look, but I spoke to Cole Perfetti, obviously who you played against, and he's projected to go top, let's say 5 to 10 or 5 to 8 in the upcoming NHL draft. And I spoke to him and he said, the plan is to play hockey, like you said. And obviously, if it's not, there's a lot of jobs and a lot of things to do in the world, but you have to have that certain mentality, don't you, in order to say, okay, let's be realistic. If maybe I don't make it, but then there's a lot of draft rounds in the NHL. There's 7. So if you get on someone's radar or even also Europe, there's still opportunities galore, isn't there, in hockey?
Yeah, totally.
There you go. We're going to end off here. Obviously, I spoke to you. Everyone who's watching, I spoke to you beforehand. This is okay. We touch upon it a little bit. And you said, yeah, sure, why not, of course. So the Black Lives Matter movement, obviously, it's going all around the world. And in hockey as well. In the NHL, you see Matt Dumba and Evander Kane from Minnesota, from as well from, all these guys in the NHL. Wayne Simmons and all these guys are getting together and saying we need change. Obviously, there's racism that happens all around the world. There's in Canada, a lot in the States, but it's everywhere. As an African Canadian, of course, here in Canada, obviously, I don't know what you've been through or if you've even been through anything like that. But what does it say to you, or even the family, or all your inner circle, that hockey is trying to make movements, hockey change hockey culture and all that, and, the Black Lives Matter movement in general?
Yeah, on a personal note, I haven't never experienced the racism in my life, and I don't think my brothers have. It's awesome. I watched this Spit and Chicklets episode, and Ryan Reeves was on it, and he was just explaining how it went down to postpone those games. I think they're playing. Who were they playing again? I forget. They were playing. They were playing whatever. They were playing they're playing one of those teams. I forget who.
In the bubble.
Yeah, in the bubble, in the playoffs. So, yeah, they were playing. Who are they playing again? I forget.
Vegas hit. Didn't they hit St. Louis?
Must have been yeah, and they I think they're like discussing and stuff, and then they came out with their statement, and then it was pretty cool how Ryan Reeves was explaining how. Oh yeah, they're playing Vancouver. Yeah, like how the Vancouver and Vegas, so many people were in that one room, but they couldn't really see them. But apparently it was like just like the whole team, the staff, and how they're all supporting him and stuff, and that was pretty cool. But crazy what's happening in the world, like and especially in America, also with like the shootings and all the social justice and systematic racism, and but it's also, at least we can see through this pandemic what we need to work on and what we need to focus on more. And I think hockey's been taking a huge step after postponing those games, and wearing, like, they're starting to wear shirts like the Leafs. They're starting to wear Black Lives Matter shirts, which is awesome. And yeah,
Well, and it's important. I wanted to bring it up with you, obviously, as an African Canadian, right? And I wanted to see someone else's input, even though you haven't been directly affected by it, or maybe your family members or your brothers, anyways, haven't been affected by it. But I wanted to get your input because, let's be honest, the majority skin color and race in hockey is white, right? And it's not like basketball or maybe even possibly football and then baseball. A lot of ethnicities as well: Dominican, Cuban, and so Mexican, so on and so forth, right? So it's good that hockey is maybe they're kind of sometimes late on the scene, but at least they're finally making movements and starting to go in the right direction. And obviously sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, this world's not fair, right? And social justice has to change, and it has to be equal and with equality. And let's hope we all move in the right direction, right? Even though we know me and you are good, but there's a lot of people who aren't, right? And it's unfortunate to see, but let's hope everyone gets on the positive track and this world changes for the better, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Purbs, there you go, buddy. Listen, I told you I was going to have you on. I wanted to have a few OHLers on, but obviously yourself and myself with the connection, obviously, me interviewing you before a few years ago with the Blades, and you were great when me and Matt came on board. So was your dad and the whole family, really. So I appreciate you coming on. Hopefully when you get back on the ice, you claim that starting role and you take it and run with Sudbury. But appreciate it, Purbs.
All right. Thank you very much. Nice seeing you.
Awesome, buddy. Everybody, that is Christian Purboo from the Sudbury Wolves in the Ontario Hockey League, OHL. And this is episode number 12 of Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk. Stay tuned because we will have Instagram Lives in Tuesdays and maybe Thursdays as well, starting next week, as well as episode 13 and 14 that will be coming, and possibly maybe dabbing and going into different sports. So stay tuned, everyone. Follow us on our social media platforms. Follow Christian Purboo as well. I'm Nicholas Fiore. Thanks for tuning in. Mamma Mia!
Now Davis takes it and looks to come the other way. Davis is in, trying to drive, and he will look to go across. Good play to Davis, though, to get it right back to him. He goes down low to Israels. Centering, it's there! Scores! Stevie! Steven Whittle scores his first OJHL playoff goal for the Oakville Blades. This game is opening up in a big way for both teams. Ricketts centering, what a pass, Israel's breakaway, the move, scores! What a goal for the Alaska Fairbanks commit, the assistant captain, Harrison Israels, with an absolute dandy. Down low to Lyons, Jack Lyons centering, scores! The double jacks combine as that puck popped up like a jack in a box, and it's Jack Ricketts from Jack Lyons. 6-1 on the 40th shot of the game. It's all Oakville.
Blake Smith hits it in. A chance here can develop, but the Blades will look to take it. And Ricketts finds Israels. Breakaway Israels. A chance. Backhand. Rebound. Scores! And the Oakville Blades win it here in Toronto. Blades win. Blades win. Blades win.
That was Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk with Nicholas Fiore. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next episode.